Good morning. Hi. Good morning. It's fancy coffee time. We're on the wrong side of the island today. But that's because Miss Chubby distracted us with her pretty little fucking face. Oh, my pretty mama. Do you hear the purrs? She's a little purr butt if I ever heard one. Are you getting mad at me? I love you. I love you. Okay, let's go make her coffee. She's pissed. No, Chubby. Chubby, move your tail. Quit being sassy. Go. Come on. She's pretty upset with me. I gave you ovens. Let's make her coffee. Good morning. Did you sleep good? I hope you did. I slept nicely. I gotta find some marshmallow. I cannot find the toasted marshmallow. Someone said they found it at their local Ollie's, and then I went out to mine again and checked, and they don't have it right now. I hope they get it back. It's my favorite. I don't want to spend more than $4 a bottle on it. Chubby cheeks, are you really that mad at me? Chubbawubbas. She gets so moody sometimes. It's like she wants me to love her, and then I love her too much. I don't know what to do. She's just such a pretty girl. Yeah, she's just such a pretty girl. Hey, I keep reading about all these women in perimenopause with shoulder problems, and I think I've hit that. Like my shoulder woke me up in the middle of the night, felt like it locked up. Okay, I was like, like woke me up out of a dead sleep. It's hurting like real bad up here, and I didn't even do upper body at the gym yesterday. I did leg day, so I don't know what that's coming from. Anywho, family dinner at the Brinery got canceled. We rescheduled it for tonight, which is Gucci because for like 3 days, I've been fighting off the worst headache in the world. I also feel like I hyperextended my knee during yoga the other day, so that hurts. It was what I was doing here at home because I got these cool yoga blocks and I put it under my knee, and then I showed my coach. I was like, hey, I really hurt the muscle in the back of my knee, and I showed her what I was doing, and I overextended my kneecap, so the back of my knee hurts really bad. There's that. But Chef Mike is always so rude, just interrupting. But on the bright side, I've been doing some more like cool yoga stuff. My flexibility is definitely getting there. Like, it's cool. I'm happy with it. My dream coffee pot is the Cafe Ninja Luxe, like the Cafe Luxe through Ninja. And I'm gonna have it one day. So I made a proposition to my best friend the other night and his girlfriend. Not that kind of proposition, you fucking weirdos. I said that if we all pool together our money, it's like $500 for that machine. I was like, listen, if we get 10 people and we all throw in $50, I will purchase the Ninja Luxe Cafe, okay? And what I will do is I will commit to 30 days of making those 10 people a fancy coffee. I will cover the cost of ingredients. And then after those 10 days where everybody gets their 30 coffees or however many you want to pick up in those 30 days, then it's mine, free and clear, right? I'll work it off because ultimately I want a Ninja Luxe. I would make like this coffee, Nancy Nespresso, she does a good job. But the Ninja Luxe, dream coffee pot. I've been like stalking them on MacBid for so long, it's not funny. Like, I'm gonna have one day. And then when I have one, I might donate this to TJ and Lacey, because Lacey had her first cup of coffee out of this coffee pot the other night, and she was like, oh, I know, I told you, it's magic. Look at that, our coffee is done. So that's the game plan on how to get the Ninja coffee pot. I've had this one for, I don't know, I think I got it in August, and I love it. But before I got this one, the Ninja was on my radar. I ended up getting an espresso because we went to this fancy hotel in Cincinnati, and they had Nespresso machines in the hotel rooms. And that was the first sip of Nespresso that I ever did fall in love with. Let's go relax. I found these orange creamsicle incense at a gas station on vacation. They smell so good. Look at that. I like to light a stick incense and then one of these little cones too, because this is actually my favorite incense burner. It's so beautiful. And maybe I love this one so much because I'm Lebanese and it's got Arabic writing on it. Maybe, who knows? But it's so beautiful. You just put your little cone incense in there and put the top on. Gorgeous. Oh, it's a little chilly out here. Do you want to know why? Would you like to know why? Because it was 70 degrees in Pittsburgh 2 days ago, And last night, we had like 3 inches of snow on the ground. I kid you not. At one point, I went outside yesterday and I was like, oh, you know, it's a little brisk, a little chilly. Everything will be all right. And like an hour later, I went outside again and I was like, what the fuck just happened? It was freezing. It dropped from like 50 degrees down to 20 degrees in an hour. I was not fully prepared. And yeah, the whole ground is covered. Cars are covered in snow. And I'm hoping this might be the last big snow that we have this winter. If I ever find that groundhog, man, me and that motherfucker, we're gonna talk. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, just me and you, Mr. Phil, the groundhog. How do people not believe the Gerald the Dolphin story, but they believe this Phil the groundhog shit? That's what I would like to know. Like, we believe that a groundhog predicts weather way more than we believe that a man got kidnapped by dolphins, taken to the bottom of the ocean, was forced to build condos by the dolphins that communicated with him and everything, and then he just got released. I choose to believe Gerald the Dolphin story. Okay? Mainly because I am a huge fan of The Little Mermaid. Snuggle in and get all cozy. She's looking at me over there, Chubbalabbas. She's like, I think I want to go cuddle my mom. But she's not sure because she's still mad at me. She'll figure it out soon. She won't be mad at me for long once she sees this nice cozy mama in her chair, and then she's gonna be like, well, I want cozy mama time. So yeah, dinner at the Brinery got canceled, so we rescheduled it for tonight. I have been fighting for days this headache, like behind my eyeballs and in the back of my head. I cannot get it to go away no matter what I do. And I don't like taking anything for it, but I did, and it still didn't work. So I think it might actually be like a hormone headache. I'm gonna have a couple glasses of hormone tea today and see if that helps. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, just, women stuff. You know what I'm saying? Come on, mommy. Come on. Oh, there she is. I told you she'd come up. She wanted to see you. She's just a little moody sometimes. You gotta understand, it's a hard life being this chubby cheeks, okay? She gotta make sure she loves everyone that steps foot into this house. She gotta make sure everybody knows she's the queen. That makes her a lot of things, huh? Yeah, she's pretty mama's girl. Yes, she's pretty mama's girl. Oh, I think I'm gonna take today off the gym. I'm gonna do some yoga, but my knee is really bothering me. This headache is pounding. I did crush glutes yesterday though. I did abductors, adductors, and then hip thrusts, and that's pretty much all I did. And then I struggled with my head all night last night. Like, my husband was like, are you okay? I was like, babe, this headache is driving me crazy. Like, I cannot. So that's the goal today. I lost my other phone that is connected to this radio here for the calming music. I think it might be out in my vehicle. Like, I remember I had chubby cheeks. I remember I had it the other day on the ride home from Tennessee. So I know it's here. But I think it may have like fallen under the seats or something when I was taking a passenger princess nap. Because I have not seen my phone since then. Chubby cheeks. But I'll find it. And then once I do, I'm hooking it back up for this music in here because it's so calming to have that music. You have no idea. But I am going to do a little step class today, a little 45-minute step class. I record the step classes and upload them to subscribers, although this week's isn't up yet because my editing app won't let me edit. And that way I can do my step class at home, you know, the whole routine from start to finish. And I end up sweating right here in my living room. So what you got going on today? With the snow on the ground, we ain't doing nothing crazy. I probably won't even leave the house until I leave to go to the Brinery later. Oh no, I have to leave the house. I have therapy at 11. Son of a muffin. Looks like I'm leaving the house today, kids. I mean, I could do telehealth, but I've been putting off EMDR. I haven't done it in a couple months, mainly because it's so exhausting. Chubby cheeks. How about if you move over here and get your whole butt crack out of my face? How about you do that? Whatever. Do you see what I deal with? I'm so sorry, Chubby. It was your butthole was in my face. You should see the way she's looking at me. She's pissed. So I haven't done EMDR therapy in a while, and I think it's time. I've had some pretty strong thoughts lately on things, and it's all fear. It's all fear controlling my mind. And I know that, and that's part of having complex PTSD. It's a constant work in progress, right? So I feel like sometimes I go like 10 feet forward, 4 steps back. But I am really proud of myself because probably the last month and a half, maybe 2 months, I am doing so much better in my head. When my brain goes back to something that hurts me or that hurt me, I am doing really good saying, look forward, forgive it, move. Like I have to be able to release these fears. But it all goes back to like childhood stuff or stuff that happened with a friend or someone that I loved. And, you know, like whenever you feel like you did something wrong, you carry an amount of shame for it. And shame and guilt are like 2 of the most destructive feelings that you can have. But when something goes wrong, you carry shame and guilt for it. So like friends that I cut off because I knew I needed to cut off, they weren't good for me, I still carry shame. But like, why? That's so stupid. Why do I carry shame for even being friends with someone like that? I don't know. And it's all like, every time I get to that point, I'm like, oh, well, that was alcoholic Desiree. Like, she didn't make the best decisions. And then I'm like, look forward, don't look back. You can't let these things keep controlling your mind, you know? And I mean, there's so many things that are different about my life now. Like, hi, Sir Chinkertons. Do you want to come up here too? You can come up here, buddy. What do you want? Do you want mama? Do you want mama? I would be shocked if Sir Chinkertons came up here. I know. He doesn't normally jump up here with me. But he does love my new yoga mat. He's been laying on that nonstop. I tried to roll it up the other day and he just eyeballed me like, don't you move that thing, lady. I like that. Okay, I finally got him. I was bent over for like 10 minutes loving on this motherfucker. This is Sir Chinkertons. And I know you guys don't get to see him very often. But that's because he's such a handsome boy. We gotta keep him hidden from the worldwide interwebs because they will say, oh, a handsome kitty, I'm gonna go steal that Kit Kat. We gotta keep Sir Chinkertons under lock and key because no one can take our boy. He doesn't ever come up here in love, so I'm going to take advantage of this. My sweet boy. My sweet boy. So him and our cat Reginald were like best friends. Best friends. And when Reginald passed away, this boy grieved his brother so much. He was heartbroken. So, a couple months ago, Michael and Haley got a cat named Shadow. And Shadow is a boy. And Sir Chinkertons, he had to go down and establish dominance with Shadow and let him know he's the king of this house, even though we know the real boss is Miss Chubby Cheeks. But we don't have to talk about that yet. So anyways, him and Shadow have become best friends now. And they'll be down there going nuts, playing. And then Sir Chinkertons comes upstairs and he's like, okay, Mommy, feed me. I just got all my exercise out for today. Cause he's a big boy. Yeah, he's a big, handsome boy. Ain't a mama's little Sir Chinkertons. Yeah, he did my pretty boy. I love this Kit Kat. So now, where he was brokenhearted about his brother Reginald, he has another best friend downstairs named Shadow, and they have fun all day long. It's so funny because he'll be down there playing with him and he'll come up and he's like so thirsty. He's like, Mom, I need a drink. And then he'll go in the bathroom and yell at me until I turn the faucet on. Because Chinkertons is, we thought Miss Chubby Cheeks was bossy. She's bossy, but Sir Chinkertons is a little bit bossier because he refuses to drink out of the water fountain with the other animals. He only drinks out of the bathroom sink, okay? And he will come in and boss you around until you choose to give him drippies. So to anybody who's ever at my house, I apologize for the way my cat bosses you around, but mostly everybody when they come over, if he goes in there, they know Sir Chinkertons wants drippies, and he shall get said drippies. Because he's a good boy. I could not live life without animals. I couldn't. Because just yesterday I told Michael, I was like, I swear I feel like you hate me. And he was like, what? I kind of went off on him. Because these kids grow up and it's like, they don't need us anymore. They don't want us anymore. Michael's big thing is he's always been like isolation. You know, like he self-isolates, and then he lost his job a couple weeks ago, and I've been like, hey, let's spend some time together, you know? Because you're my kid and I want to spend some time with you. I never wants to come up out of the basement. I don't know if it's depression or what, because he lost his job. But I went off on him yesterday. I was like, you know, it really hurts my feelings that like 5 times now since you've lost your job, I have asked you to do something with me, like whether it's go to the store or, you know, come do this with me or come do that with me, and you always say you can't, you don't want to do it. And I was like, do you just like hate me? Do you not like spending time with me? Like, what is it? He didn't really say anything, but I had to get it off my chest because it hurts my feelings. And I told Jason, and I told my therapist, and I told a couple of my friends, I'm scared to death when they move out, I'm never gonna hear from them, because it just is what it is. And then Haley, she was like, well, do you know what I do when I keep trying in a relationship and people don't want that relationship? And I said, what? And she goes, well, I quit trying. And I was like, well, if I quit trying, he loses his free fucking place to live. How about that? That's what happens when I stop trying. We don't want that. So, I don't know. I'm sure he's going through his own shit, but it, you know, it hurts my feelings because I've always valued quality time with my kids. Michael does not. He just wants to hang out in the basement and play video games. It's like, dude, there's so much more to life. You're missing interaction, moments, family, memories. You're missing so much. And I guess when I was 22 years old, you couldn't tell me nothing. I can't tell that. Those kids know everything, okay? They know everything there is to know. I'll never forget a couple months ago when we were looking for a new car. Me and Jason are talking about getting a new car with the kids at dinner time, and Michael and Haley, who've never once stepped foot on a car lot to purchase a car, told us what we need to do when we walked in the car lot. And me and Jason were sitting next to each other at the dinner table like, what? We went to bed that night, and I was like, Jason, how many cars have you bought in your life? And he was like, I don't know, at least like 10, 15. And I was like, yeah, I've purchased at least 10. So like out of our 25 car purchase experience, 2 kids that never bought a car, they know exactly what to tell us to do because they saw it on the TikTok or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, can't tell kids nothing. They know everything. And sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, isn't it? So yeah, there's gonna be a lot that I'm gonna be talking to my therapist about. And I know that like her and I have talked about my relationship with Michael, you know, mother-son, and how I feel like, and I think this happens with a lot of kids. Like him and Haley are getting ready to go off and start their life. And I want to support them. I want them to be together. I want them to be happy. I want Michael to understand why I feel like there's no effort into our relationship, mother-son. Like him and Haley, they'll come up and they'll eat dinner with us. And I mean, that's been an argument. I've had to scream about that quite a bit to get them to like spend time with us. But I don't think he understands how important it is to nurture individual relationships. And I kind of see it like Haley reminds me a lot of me. She's very much a people pleaser. I don't really know if she knows who she is because I think her whole life has been about people pleasing, you know? And Michael, on the other hand, is very loner style. So I want them to be happy with each other. I want him to understand that in order to keep a healthy relationship, you have to nurture that relationship. Even if it means just coming upstairs and spending 10 minutes with me, you know, and talking to me. And I've tried explaining to him so many times, like when you isolate in the basement, it hurts me because like I don't know what I ever did to make him not want anything to do with me. But that's how it feels. And I flat out told him, I feel like you're my kid and you can't stand me. And if that's the case, that's fine. A lot of this also goes back to the fact that about a month ago, I found out that my son blocked me on TikTok. He says he didn't block me, but it was really weird because a video that Haley posted came up in my feed and I was scrolling with my left thumb and it hit my son's tag in the bottom corner of the feed. So she had tagged him and it clicked on, like it hit it and it went to his page and it said account not found. And I was like, fuck, my son's TikTok account is not found? That's weird. But she had just posted the video like the night before and I was like, did they get a fight? Did he delete his social media? You know, like what happened? No, he blocked me. So then I called him out on it and I was like, why did you block me? And he's like, I didn't block you. And I was like, bull fucking shit. Pulled up my phone. I was logged into my TikTok. I said, look, Michael, I searched for you. You're not there. right? He said, yeah. Then I went into my private account and I searched for him, an account he does not know exists. And he popped right up. I said, well, would you look at that? You don't know this account exists, and there you are. Here's my account, and I can't find you. That means you blocked me. So he goes downstairs, he comes back up, and he says, I didn't block you, but now search for me, you can find me. Do I look like I was born yesterday? First of all, social media is my career. I understand how it works. I know I was blocked. So then Haley says, what, do you want to tell your mom why you blocked her? And he said, because I don't want to see you standing in your underwear at the kitchen table. When I did my loose skin video, I was in a crop top and underwear. I said, well, okay, well, I'm sorry that you don't support the body and the hard work I've put into myself. I'm sorry that you don't support me being proud of my hard work. And he goes, no, Mom, that's not it. And I said, well, if you seeing me in a pair of underwear and a crop top, because they weren't like thongs or anything, it was like a bikini bottom. I said, if that's offensive to you, you want to be moved out of this house by summertime, because I'm gonna be walking around in a bikini all summer, because I don't care what other people think of when they see my body. I'm proud of my hard work. I'm proud of the strength I've built. And he's like, Mom, it's not like that. And I was like, well, sure shit seems to me like it is. So we ended this argument, this conversation, whatever it is, and I flat out told him, I said, you can continue lying to me about the fact you blocked me. That's fine. I now understand I cannot trust anything that comes out of your mouth, because you're flat out lying to me. And my son has a dead giveaway when he's lying, and that's sad, but it's also like a super mom power. Like, right? Moms, we know how to do that. So I don't know, I'm just rambling at this point. All I know is it's really hard, because I feel like ever since I gave them an ultimatum that they have to move out by June 1st, that there's like a subconscious level of hate for me, because I'm forcing them to grow the fuck up. And that's hard for me, because I always wanted my kids to be provided for. And like I told my kids, I was like, you can live at home as long as you want. Like, I wanted them to live at home and save up $80,000 and go out and buy a house, flat out. No, that is not what's happening. That's not what's happening. And I feel bad that Michael just lost his job that he just got. But the June 1st deadline is still there. It's still there, because they gotta grow up. They gotta get out on their own. And I, you know, like yesterday when I went off on Michael, I told him, I said, I have been communicating this to you for months now, and you are ignoring what I'm communicating. I told you I would like to spend time with you as my son. I love spending time with you and Haley together, but you and I'd like to spend time together, and he doesn't put any effort into it. And I told him yesterday, I said, you know, I'm sorry that I've had to put my foot down, and if you subconsciously hate me for it, it is what it is. But Jason and I deserve peace. And then it's like little stuff, like their powers or their fuses are flipping constantly downstairs. Well, this is an old house, so anytime you overload a specific outlet, it's gonna pop. It's a safety mechanism. And these two kids are sitting there fighting, well, not fighting, but they're arguing with me about the fuse overloading. And they're like, no, Mom, that's not why it's doing it. I'm like, because you have too much plugged into it. Like, some of their stuff downstairs, it's an old house, so we don't have that many outlets. But some of their stuff will have like 9 things plugged into it with power surges and stuff. And so like you're overloading the breaker. And Haley's like, no, Mom, that's not it. And I'm like, yes, it is, because it's all on the same breaker. She's like, well, it's a different outlet. It's the same fuse box. I can't with 20-something-year-olds that feel like they know every fucking thing about the world. I'm gonna lose my shit. And it's like, no, you don't know everything. Listen to the people with 40 years of life experience, because we know what the fuck we're talking about. ChatGPT didn't have to answer it for us. We had to figure it out the hard way. Oh, God. This has turned into like an entire venting session. I love my kids. I just get so frustrated. And I feel very, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm being used. You know, like a free house, free internet, free electric. You know, they pay for their own groceries now. I did put that line down. Now, every once in a while I will cook for them, but mostly now they cook their own food, because I got tired of buying food, and then Michael wouldn't want to eat what I made because it was too healthy or something. He didn't like it. He used to love my food, but now he doesn't like anything I made. There's that one hurts my feelings too. I'm not gonna lie. Look, my kid just breaks my heart constantly. That's where we are. That's it. And my husband is so frustrated. He's just like, babe, I want to go off. And I'm like, no, don't say anything. Don't say anything. And he's like, your kid treats you like shit. Why can't I say anything? I'm like, because I don't want to fight. I don't know. I think he's going through his own shit. I don't know. It's really changed the last 6 to 7 months. Something's changed, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. Well, I can kind of put my finger on it. There was like about 8 months ago, Michael and Haley got in a big argument. And I called them both on their shit. Because if you're going to involve me and make me get in the middle, which I didn't want to be in the middle, but hello, I was in the middle. I'm going to tell you both where you're fucking up from my point of view. And that was the day I voiced my opinion on some things. And ever since then, things haven't been the same. Don't ask me my opinion if you don't want it. You know? Like, but I don't know. I'm struggling. I'm struggling a lot. I told my therapist, I was like, I feel so bad, like, coming in here and complaining about my kid all the time. Because it's like my number one complaint is how, like, that's where most of my emotional pain comes from, is from Michael. Like, 100% honest. Michael and I used to be so close. We used to have the best relationship. And it's like he wants nothing to do with me now. And I don't know if it's because I've changed and grown in like a way that he doesn't recognize, or if he just doesn't like who I am now. Maybe, I mean, that's a possibility too. Like, shit, my brother-in-law unfriended me on Facebook. We used to be like best friends. Maybe I'm just changing too much, and that's okay. If people don't like who I'm growing into, I have to be okay with that, because I love who I'm growing into. Like, I know more about myself now at 40 years old than I ever did before, because I never knew who I was before. I never gave myself the grace to learn. So like, shit, you know, and I did tell my therapist, I was like, man, I just feel like the more I learn to love myself, the more people I lose. And she's like, it's kind of how the cookie crumbles. So thanks for listening to me vent. I love my kids. I just, you know, I never had, like, I was close with my dad. But I never had a parent like me. And I just wish my son could see how lucky he is. But I don't think that's gonna happen. It is what it is. I guess all moms hit this point, right, where we just feel like used and abused and taken advantage of. Like, I told my therapist, I was like, he was raised better than this. And she's like, Desiree, you can raise them. You can't control how they act when they grow up. And I was like, oh, I know. So yeah, that's my heartbreak. I have like this huge fear that I'm gonna be like an estranged mom one day, because that's, you know, how I feel. And I always ask them, like, when I call them on some shit, I'm like, is there anything you need to say to me? Is there anything I'm doing that is making you react like this, or making you not want to be around, or making you not give a fuck? Like, is there anything Jason or I, my husband, have done that we can do better? And there's always zero feedback. Zero feedback. So, I don't know. Try to do healthy communication, just don't always work when only one party is trying to communicate. But my husband was like, well, what do you think, like, when they move out, saying we'll do like family dinner once a month? And I was like, he probably won't show up. He'll be moved out of mom's house. He won't need me anymore. That's fine. That's fine. I'll always be there. Well, I can't say always, because, you know, we have no control over that. But for the most part, I'll try to always be there. I guess I just miss feeling loved by my kid. Jordan always makes me feel so loved. You know, when he's home, he'll tell me a million times, I love you, Mom. I love you. And just come up and give me a hug, and it is what it is, right? I have some gut feelings on some things. And I always tell my therapist, I'm like, I hope my intuition's not right. But I don't know. I'm going to get off here and journal about it, because otherwise I will start crying and not stop. I really hope I never made my parents feel this way. But I'm sure I did at some point. My kid doesn't owe me a damn thing. And I know that. I know that. I love you.